Lala interview part one.
Alright, so where do you live?
I live in California.
What do you think of psychiatry?
Well, I used to believe in psychiatry, but I no longer, doing my research. And I went on the CIA website, and they admit that those are their doctors. That psychiatrist is their doctors, and I feel sorry for them because they are doing work and they don't know that they're being deceived. There's this gentleman, he was a psychiatrist, he was way up in the government. There's a YouTube video about him actually when he was talking to the state, and he said he apologized, that he was wrong. He said that it's all mind control. He said that it was just set up to just target certain people in certain areas, and he apologized for it. So my opinion on psychiatry is I think that it's under mind control. They're the doctors that approve and say, yes, this person is mental illness or whatever, based on technology that other people are implanting on another individual and acting out, and whatever they see or whatever they hear, they just assume that that person is schizophrenic or bipolar or whatever it may be. And he made a valid point. He said there's no way you could take a blood test and find out if somebody is schizophrenic or bipolar or anything like that. You can't do that. That's my opinion on that.
All right. So what do you think of gang stalking or government harassment?
What I think of it, I think it's a very corrupt. I do believe that we have corruption in our government. I do know that we do have members that are KKK, and some people have traded out, and they are doing some underpaid stuff, and they're targeting different, various people for whatever reason. Especially people that like to speak out against or speak their mind or speak out against or to help people or don't agree with, the way that they are handling things. That's just my personal opinion.
Yeah, I just want to add to that. I have 3,300 videos on YouTube on 9 different channels, and that's probably why I was targeted.
Yeah, they do that. They don't like any. It's really a war between. I go to church every Saturday on the Sabbath day, and my religion, they know about what the government does, and they know a lot of them. They see gang stalking with me at my church. They witness this stuff. I have people that have been in my church, and they have been threatened. So my church is very much aware of what they are doing to me, and and they hate the fact that people believe me, and they even try to go after some of the people in my church. But because I know about the magnets, they don't really mess with them as much. They really don't like me because I expose. You put me in a program like this, there's no way. I find out the information, I'm going to shut up about it. And they knew that about me from the get-go. I'm not the shut up type. When it comes to something big and huge like this, I'm not going to shut my mouth.
All right. So next question I'm going to ask you is kind of like a lot of people haven't heard of it, so I'll give you a little bit of background before I ask the question. The intelligence agencies, the CIA, the FBI, MI6, Mossad, they have been known to covertly drug people, and there are some TIs complaining about being covertly drugged and gases and fumes in the air. So I was going to ask you, what do you think of covertly drugging people with psychiatric drugs, especially when psychiatry admits that it does not know what causes mental disorders, and RT reported psych meds kill 500,000 people annually in Western countries?
Yeah, they have shot me up through microchips or medication. They have gave me the marijuana frequency, which just knocks me out. So I know about that, and then I do know that one time I was in the hospital before I knew I was a target individual and what was actually going on with me. They were putting me on some stuff where I was literally what's the word, in a trance, and I could still hear everything, and I was still aware of everything, but it was just made me where I couldn't do anything. But I quit taking all their medications. I don't take any of that stuff. I just I don't take it. They sign me up and said you get Beanos and, all the high stuff, No, you're not going to, no, you're not going to do that. I'm not going to sit up and take a bunch of drugs. Some people may like to take drugs, but I don't like to take drugs.
Do you think it violates human rights, civil rights, constitutional rights?
Totally violates rights. To torture someone in their home. I have pictures on my Facebook page where once I started breaking the signals, they have a camera set up in every part of the house and you can see how they slide in and then how they are able to torture you. They torture you. And there's nobody there, but there are frequencies that they're shooting at you. And I couldn't see them before, but when I started wearing the microchip, then that's when they start showing themselves.
Yeah, some of these people who are covertly drugged, some people have been reported being raped.
Yeah, they tried the rape thing with my daughter. They did not rape with her, but they tried to make her, they tried to get her into bestiality, but it didn't work. And then just the other day, I believe that the microchips that they installed in her, they meant to install it within me. And she told me one day, she said, Mama, something from my private is leaving. And that's a signal that's been broken because I can feel the signals that's leaving too. So they aimed her directly in that area. And they were trying to, because her father, molested her, and they were trying to make her, a sex offender. And I knew that they were behind it the whole time, so I didn't buy into it. And my daughter is a good kid, and she doesn't do things like that.
All right, just for my viewers, I'm going to give them a little background information, then ask you the next question. So there's a lot of the military, the Army, the Navy, etc. They have patents on energy weapons, frequency weapons, etc. So I was going to ask you, what do you think of the misuse of government technology and it being used on political dissidents?
I think it violates human rights, and I think it's demonic. One thing that I do know is very demonic. Anytime you have to deceive someone and torture them from a distance and you can't see who it is, I think it's wrong. And I do know that our government knows this is happening, and they are aware of it. They just don't want it stopped because you have to remember they've been doing this for years. All these homeless people you think that are talking to themselves and speaking to themselves, no, those are all target individuals, and they just don't know it. That's the difference between a person that thinks they're mental. That's where, what do you call that? If you tell a person that they're going to die and they believe it, then they end up dying. That, what do they call that? There's a word for it. I can't think of it. But if you don't believe in it, then that thing, nothing will happen to you. But if you tell somebody that they're dying of AIDS, it can kill them faster. Yeah. But if you don't say anything, they won't die as fast.
I just want to say real briefly that I don't agree with everything this person's saying. I do think that mental illness does exist, but I do think the majority of people who are diagnosed are misdiagnosed. And just because this person is mistaken about a few things does not mean that they're mistaken about everything. And I do believe this person is being harassed by the government.
They're kind of, made up in their mind, I'm dying anyway, so, that kind of a thing. So, I don't know, I hope I answered your question correctly.
Yeah, I mean, that's good. I kind of compare that to the placebo effect. It's sort of like that. It's like a reverse. It's like a negative placebo effect. But so I have two more questions. One, why do you think people do not believe it?
Well, one thing that I do know, I found out that people that are of the Lord and that worship and that believe in the Lord, those are the people that believe you more than anybody else. People that are living in the world, that are doing things that are not good, drinking, partying, weed, whatever you want to call it. Those people are not going to want to believe you. It's totally a war between good and evil.
Oh, yeah.
It's totally a war against good and evil. I found that out. Even people that are not even in my religion, I talked to other people that were in another domination of a religion, and they believe me, and they saw it. when they see it. But when you talk to somebody that's on drugs or not living right or don't have a care in the world about government, they ain't gonna believe you. It's very weird. It's very weird.
I've narrowed it down to 6 main philosophies that they have. One is Satanism. 2 is criminality in general. You know, they kind of promote, you know, being a gangster or mobster on TV and things like that. 3 is a lot of them are LGBT people. You know, they're sexually deviant, especially in a way that offends Christians and Muslims and Jews and people who stick to this kind of the Abrahamic faiths. 4, there's a lot of feminists, you know, satanic feminists, occultist feminists, feminists who believe that Christians are, you know, Christianity is a very male-oriented religion, of what they call patriarchy, and so they've teamed up with Satanists and gays, etc., to attack religion, attack the Abrahamic faiths.
Yeah, well, that's one thing about my religion. We strictly go by the Bible, to what He tells us to eat in the Bible, what He tells us not to eat. You know, we don't agree with the government. Like my religion, we really, really do not believe pretty much anything that they say. You know, we believe certain things that they say on the news, but my religion, we don't really trust everything that the government says. We know that there's something behind 9/11. We know, and the thing right now is the school shootings. Why are we having so many school shootings? And then I explain it to them, and they go, "It makes sense." And I'm like, yeah. So a lot of them, they just not aware. But I'm gonna bring it to to their attention. If they're in my presence, then I'm gonna let them know what's going on. I don't have anything to hide.
And the last 2 are atheists and racists. Okay, so the last question is, you ever heard of Myron May and Aaron Alexis?
Yes.
Okay, so the media likes to play them out as mentally ill, and you know, people like me, and I'm sure you probably do too, believe that the government drove them to do this. Can you see how Can you see how these people got to that point and how this stuff infuriates?
Yeah, I was actually at a point like that, so I can totally. What happens is when you first, what sets it off is what sets the microchip off is the stress. Once you get the stress, and then you start getting paranoid, and then they're really able to mess with you. And then not only that, you stop eating because you're trying to focus to figure out what's going on. And while you're trying to figure this out, you got somebody playing a game with you. And before you can figure it out, you've been in act. Like me, they told me, I said, why are you guys bothering me? They said, well, we're the world best psychic. We want you to work for President Obama. It was kind of like the Mariah, what's her name, situation. I had gang stalkers in my house. They would come in, take bread, bring it back in a few days, take my bra, come back, bring it back in a few days.
So what I believe is going on here is this person's looking for explanations. I'm not sure I agree with the microchip thing. I don't know what to think about it. It's definitely a possibility. I personally don't invest into it or invest in the idea. I do believe this person has people going to their house. I've experienced the same thing, and the situation makes your mind play tricks on you and makes you try to solve it yourself and come to pretty crazy conclusions.
Then they had, it wasn't President Obama, but it was a recording of his voice, and they had it telling me that they wanted me to come work for him at the White House. They said that my mother and my family was getting money behind the table because I was so great that they, and that's how bad they wanted. They were telling me they took pictures with my family. My family was keeping it on the down low.
I'm going to cut off here and say that for the next, I'm going to finish this up on the next recording. Thank you. Where I left off.
And I was going to work for President Obama and all this stuff. The whole thing was a setup. They were trying to get me to go to the White House, and what would have happened when I got there? They would have killed me.
Yes, I just want you to know that I have a top martial arts challenge to kind of expose these people. I offer $3,000 to whoever can beat me. So I'm really trying hard, and that's the main purpose of that is not to pat myself on the back, but to bring attention to what's going on, bring more views to my channel. So, I'll be working hard to get all these interviews out. I have about 10, and a lot of people have been giving me the runaround, and, So I thank you for having the courage to do this interview.
All right. Well, I want to expose them as well. I don't fear anything. I don't even fear death. I got the Lord on my side, and I know I do, and I'm not worried about these people messing with me or anything like that. I don't give them no authority or no power to try to harm me. They can only harm you if you give them that authority. They can harm you. They cannot harm you if you don't give them that authority.
All right. I'm gonna stop recording now. Okay.
All right.
Do it, Jeff.
All right, this is the part about guessing.
All right. So, tell me about any experiences you have with guessing.
Okay, so when my targeting first happening, and I was in San Diego, California, and Mission Valley Police, they were involved in it. And I found cameras and everything, microchips and everything. So one day, somebody was doing like this. It looked like dirt, and it was coming from the van. And my first reaction was to get it up, but then I had a friend from Costa Rica. She knows about voodoo and all this weird stuff. So she was like, don't touch it. I was telling her what happened. And she's like, whatever you do, don't touch it. I was like, okay. So I got something else, and I got it up, and I put it on some foil. And guess what? It turned into jelly.
Wow.
There was some type of gas. And then they turned around, and then I took it to the police department, and they're like, get that out of here, get that out of here. They knew what it was. And I heard it on the video because I recorded my house, and it said it was sulfur. And what it does is get rid of your memory permanently. They try to get rid of my memory permanently. And they also put some in my car, and I ended up in a hospital for a day, and I didn't know my name, how many kids I had, where I was going, or anything. That was the first step. Everything they did to me, they did it differently. They tried to get rid of my memory, then they try to kill me, and then they try to make me crazy. They did it backwards on me.
Oh.
But it's sulfur, and they try to wipe out my memory, but my memory only lasts for one day, and then it came right back the next day.
And the police didn't take a report or anything?
No, because they were part of it.
Yeah, with me, I noticed off-duty police officers. Here's the Santa Clara County Sheriff Department.
Those bitches.
And also, I noticed people that look like their family. Like, they look like they could be their little brother, their sister, You ever notice the people that look like they're related to each other?
No.
I'm gonna end it right there. The rest of the interview is kind of irrelevant. I just wanted to say that there's a possibility that some of the people I interview may be perps. Some of them I highly suspect by what they say. And also keep in mind that just because they're not right about everything doesn't mean there's not something going on.